Hi there. Right, throwing confetti, that's a weird thing, isn't it? You imagine sort of at every wedding, I think it's a really popular thing. Um, why on earth do we do it? Well, apparently it comes from, it was the Italians, the crazy Europeans who originally in Italy, the word confetti comes from confetto, which is actually, surprisingly enough, sweet, which is confectionery, isn't it? And apparently posh people in Italy used to throw like little mini sweets at each other at celebrations and things, which I imagine was quite painful. I wouldn't really particularly like that. Um, it was clearly expensive. Apparently, if you didn't like them, though, particularly, it was okay to throw mud at them as well, rather than the confetto, the sweets. So you either got sweets or mud. Um, some great genius then came up with a much better idea that was cheaper and also less painful than having sweets thrown at you, which was to sell like packets of sweet wrappers for people to throw, and that's supposedly sort of little, sort of little bits of coloured paper is where confetti came from. There's also some research. I've researched this, as you can tell. There's also some research that says that historically, in pagan times, people used to throw rice and also seeds that as people during sort of certain ritual festivals and things like that. Anyway, we tend to throw petals because most places want things to be biodegradable these days, or biodegradable paper confetti, and it's really popular. I think probably I would say nine or more out of 10 weddings that I photograph, people do chuck confetti, and it makes a great photo, and it's a real sort of uplifting thing to do, and it's just good fun, isn't it? It needs to be done properly, though, is the first thing. You need to work out, first of all, where you're going to do it, because a number of places don't particularly like you throwing confetti. Churches are a bit funny about it, which is logical enough. They don't want it in the churchyard, a lot of churches, or in the, in the porch to the church, but they're usually fine with it being maybe out on the road or further down the church path. Some venues don't like it being thrown at the front or on the grass or in the gravel, or inside usually. Though I did do a wedding at one venue that insisted on it being thrown inside and not outside, which I thought was absolutely loopy considering how much clearing up it would take. But anyway, so check first of all when you think you're going to throw the confetti, where you can throw it, and it's also worth having some ushers or a best man or a bridesmaid or a friend or a few helpers that know when it's going to happen, so they can hand it out. So that it's, people are sort of primed and there's a little bit of organisation takes place. So I'm a great one for sort of believing that to get sort of spontaneity, you have to be a bit organised to a certain extent. It's no good leaving boxes of confetti just randomly on the floor for people to pick up and throw when they fancy it, because they just won't do it. Second thing to say is buy a load of it. Buy tons of the stuff. You'll need much more than you think. There's nothing worse than people just throwing like little handfuls of petals, and it doesn't photograph very well. It's always a bit naff. You need absolutely shed loads of the stuff. So people have got two handfuls each, and a packet or two each, and just go for it. Really go for it, because it does work really, really well photographically. And just the whole atmosphere of confetti throwing is better. The more the better, basically, is the thing there. And buy more than you think, even when you've thought about getting more. Essentially, there's sort of two ways of doing it, really. And I guess my clients go for a sort of 50-50 mix or approach on this. Some clients like it if we do an organised confetti tunnel, if that makes sense, which means the guests are standing on either side. It's sort of organised by myself or maybe an usher or a best man, and the bride and groom walk through the tunnel and people chuck the confetti, and that's it. It's an easy picture. It looks nice. It's sort of uniform. The other alternative is that people are handed confetti, told roughly when to throw it, and just to let them throw it, which is much harder from my point of view, but you do get a lot more of a sort of spontaneous, more unpredictable photograph, which is actually quite nice. So you're not going to get everybody throwing confetti and hordes of the stuff, though. It's a slightly different approach. So give a little bit of thought to which one of those you might like to do. It's also worth thinking about on the day the wind conditions. If it's really, really windy, perhaps having a tunnel is the best idea. Or if the wind's going in one particular direction, you'll want people to throw with the wind rather than into the wind. On a windy day, the random approach can be a bit disastrous because people will throw into the wind without thinking about it, and they'll end up with confetti on themselves, which is hilarious. But I've seen that happen so many times. but it may not be quite what you want. So sort of consider the prevailing weather conditions. My final piece of advice, and this is slightly contentious because I know one bride that I photographed absolutely loved this, but I'm a great one for hating having rice thrown at me, because obviously I get covered in confetti as well, generally speaking, because I'm usually quite close to the bride and groom when the confetti is being thrown. So if rice, I don't know. It hurts. It hurts. Rice hurts. It stings you as you get it in your face. It's not pleasant. You find it when you get home, you're getting undressed. It's in your socks. It's in your underwear. It's in your hair forevermore. And if the stuff gets wet and gets trodden underfoot, it's absolutely disgusting. So my personal sort of feeling is that rice is gross. I know that people do like it, but I would go for petals every single time. Okay, well, that's my 2 pennyworth on confetti. Hope that's been helpful. Buy loads of it and have fun. Thank you. Bye.